Talking about change. Isn't that interesting? The moment we're talking about change today. Ta-da! It was me and God, having our one-on-one conversation. I said, how about you bring snow? So Mary told the servant, do whatever he tells you. Jesus then said to the servant, fill the jar with water. You see, this is the part of the text that gives me shivers. This is the part where, unless you understand Mary's pain, unless you understand the status of these servants, this is the part where the text becomes critical. Because there were jars of water beside there. Maybe it wasn't this big, it was bigger. Jesus said, take water and fill it up. They must be scared because the guests were waiting for wine. They must be scared because the wine was no longer there. What will they do now? When you are out of job and you have to feed your children, and this is the only job you have, when you're out of wine, it is scary. Then Jesus said to them, take a glass and bring it to the master. And take water. They took some out. Some of us will start judging first. Well, the basin is not right. The things is not right. But they trusted what Lord has said. Draw some out. But you don't understand. If they find out that it's water, my job is finished. Take the cup to the master. She must have been shaking, losing her job. Where will the children eat? How will they receive their food? How would I pay tuition? How would I pay for this? And shaking, taking the glass to the master. And the master holds it and took the wine, took a glass. You don't understand. The miracle is not Jesus turning the water into wine, but the trust that whoever drinks, whoever is thirsty, will receive new life. Whoever is hungry will take and have, will receive new life. It was when I went back home that God decided to show me what does it mean to be uprooted. My faith was constantly being challenged. God put me in a classroom. I call it His classroom. This world is God's classroom. We learn every day. In this classroom, I began to learn about the struggles. For months, I learned what that means to be poor. For months, I saw humans suffering beyond understanding. For months, I was carrying that load. Nobody could comfort, nobody could explain, and nobody could help me understand the feeling that I was feeling inside of me. It was hard. I was crying every day. Probably I could have been checked in now. You check in a mental kind of hospital because of the state I was in. And God reveals to me joy, even though you walk through the shadow of death. Fear not, for I am with you. I realized I was in a serious business with God.
Remember the messenger. What's the task of a messenger? to receive a message and to deliver, and also to intercede. It is not an easy job to intercede for people. You carry their weight. When you say that I'm going to pray for you, you're not just saying I'm praying for you, you're meaning I am in your problem with you, and I'm going to the Lord with your problem, carrying your cross, and intercede for you. Remember, a messenger, no matter what the word says, you receive it and you give it as it is. It's not about the messenger. It's about the message. What is God saying to you? And who is He using to speak to you?